Welcome to Dreamland Chronicles. I'm your host, Noah. Thank you for choosing to join us. Before we begin, find a comfortable position, set aside all your tasks, and let's enter a state of tranquility together. Firstly, let's take a deep breath together. Inhale slowly, then exhale gently. Repeat a few times, allowing your breath to become deeper and more rhythmic. Now, use your senses to feel every part of your body. From head to toe, notice any tension or discomfort. Just acknowledge their presence without striving to change them. As you continue to breathe deeply, let's alleviate the tension in your body by gradually relaxing your muscles. Starting from the head, moving downward, gently release each muscle. Feel that comfortable, light sensation, as if an invisible, comforting hand is gently embracing you. Shift your attention to your thoughts. Don't strive to eliminate them. Just let them quietly float by, like clouds drifting in the sky. You are merely an observer, unaffected by these thoughts. Let's take another deep breath, absorbing tranquility and peaceful energy. In this moment, you are safe, serene, and anything can wait until tomorrow. Thank you for participating in tonight's scientific relaxation moment. May you have a peaceful night and sweet dreams. Now, as you drift toward sleep, I'll hand the microphone over to Nicole to tell us a story.
7 cold facts about love to cure your love struck brain. Love brain, nowadays, has become a terminal illness in the minds of many. They prioritize love above all, focusing all their energy on their partner once they're in love, regardless of their partner's flaws. They turn a blind eye. On Singles Day, we bring you 7 cold facts about love to instantly clear up that love-struck brain. Let's dive in. Does love make you dumb? Is breaking up the cure? Love seems to have a magical hold. When people fall in love, their IQ seems to drop instantly. A study in Nature provides a biochemical basis for this claim. Researchers found that the brain has a temporary memory suppression mediated by dopamine neurons. Activation of dopamine neurons might cause temporary forgetfulness of certain memories. During love, the brain secretes a large amount of dopamine, temporarily suppressing some memories, making common sense blurry. But don't worry too much. These memories haven't vanished. They've just been temporarily blocked. When we sober up from love, whether it's through a cooling off period, breakup, or marriage, dopamine secretion decreases. Memories become clear again, and rationality returns. Does love brain affect wealth? They say poverty cures the love-struck brain. The current situation for young people: no presence in the temple of marriage, kneeling endlessly before the god of wealth. This isn't a joke. The love-struck brain can indeed affect wealth, although it's mystical. Fortune also has some scientific basis, mainly involving psychological suggestions and emotional energy. People with love brains overly focused on love and emotions may neglect other aspects of life and pursuits, leading to long-term states of loss and anxiety lowering energy levels. Positive psychological suggestions can increase our positivity in life and creativity at work, making it easier to gain wealth. Conversely, negative suggestions led to a downward spiral, affecting wealth. Similarly, people with full emotional energy tend to have better wealth. An experiment showed that the amount of money found correlated with the person's mood at the time. In positive states, unexpected wealth is more likely to be noticed. In negative states, it isn't. In life, we experience that in positive states, we're more likely to notice opportunities and make correct judgments. Otherwise, we tend to make mistakes. Being too clingy can quickly diminish the freshness of love. Finally, confirming a relationship with your crush and wanting to spend every waking moment together. We advise against it because it can quickly lead to the loss of the freshness of love and desire and emotional cooling. Psychologists conducted an experiment dividing 100 people into two groups, A and B, letting them taste a cake with a perfect taste and appearance. Group A had unlimited access to the cake, while Group B could only taste a small piece. The results showed that the memory of the taste and appearance of the cake in Group A was significantly lower than in Group B. This is the zagging effect. People have a limited acceptance of something when their satisfaction desire is fully satisfied. They'll forget about it. Love is the same. It needs space. Even if the love is intense, you must leave room for each other. Overdependence might mean you have emotional starvation syndrome. Anxious attachment is a common love pattern for love brains. They crave intimacy and companionship, but are also sensitive and suspicious, always wanting to stay in touch with their partner. They especially like testing their partner and pleasing them to maintain the relationship. They're used to sacrificing themselves, fearing abandonment when alone, and clinging to their partner as a lifeline. This may not be out of love, but rather their own emotional starvation. Emotional starvation syndrome is an extreme craving for love that can't be satisfied. The causes of this syndrome may include inner emptiness, lack of attention, low self-esteem, emotional trauma, anxiety, stress, and poor interpersonal relationships requiring targeted treatment. Allowing the symptoms to develop further will only lead to worse situations, like Matsuko in the movie The Life of Matsuko. The more humble she becomes, the less she's cherished. The more she sacrifices, the easier she loses herself. Enduring temporarily leading to big problems. In love, discovering that your partner has wandering eyes, doesn't respect you, or shows signs of abuse. You think maybe it's just a temporary lapse for them, not a big problem, so you endure it. Let's talk about the broken window effect. It refers to the phenomenon where if negative behaviors in an environment aren't stopped but allowed to exist, the actors behind those behaviors will eventually accept their actions, even exacerbating them. If someone's wrong behavior isn't met with corresponding punishment, their subconscious will deem the hurtful behavior acceptable and reasonable. In emotional relationships, if your partner shows harmful intent, but you remain weak and without principles, the harmful actions won't stop but will gradually deepen. So, don't indulge in fantasies when faced with harm. You must take action immediately. Before confessing, brush faces more. Although love at first sight is romantic, because the first impression may not meet each other's true aesthetic requirements, building a lasting love relationship requires time and testing. So, don't be discouraged if you're rejected in pursuit of love. Being present frequently and being highly noticeable around them make you competitive. In the movie Flipped, although Julie didn't meet Bryce's aesthetic requirements initially, she was always around him. When this frequent face brushing suddenly disappeared, Bryce felt uncomfortable, and he began to notice Julie's shining points. If you have a crush but don't act, you'll end up like Young, Juan in Repline, 1990, forever silently giving, with all your deep feelings only touching yourself. A phenomenon of liking things, or the more familiar they become, is called the mere exposure effect. In the entertainment industry, the mere exposure effect is also a vital marketing tool for stars. Stars often participate in various variety shows, attend events, or shoot magazine spreads to increase their exposure and maintain their popularity. Of course, the mere exposure effect must be built on a good initial impression. If your first impression doesn't meet personal aesthetic requirements, your frequent appearances will just be seen as being annoying. Why can't men forget their first love? In reality, many people's aesthetic requirements are influenced by their first love or exes. Whether in appearance, personality, or other aspects, they consciously refer to their exes. This is because the first love or ex represents their unfinished pain. In Coffee Prince, young Bob meets secretary Vinny in Hollywood and quickly falls in love. But Vinny eventually chooses Phil, a mature, charming, and successful former lover. Bob returns to New York and meets blonde beauty Willow at a party, who reminds him of Vinny. The two girls even have similar names. Bob quickly gets together with Willow. Based on people's need for perfection, impressions of unfinished matters are more profound. This is the Zeigarnik effect. So Vinny and Bob can't forget each other even after getting married. This effect has also been confirmed through experiments. The experiment tested the memory of unfinished and finished tasks. The results showed that unfinished tasks could be recalled an average of 6 sight, while finished tasks could only be recalled 40 her. I'm sure everyone remembers those emo moments when the deadline got us down. In conclusion, I hope everyone can have healthy emotional relationships and suffer less from love. Would you like to narrate this translated script for your YouTube channel?
Now, as we conclude our time together, may the serenity of this moment linger with you through the night. Remember, you hold the power to create your own dreams. filled with wonder and possibility. Rest deeply, knowing that tomorrow holds endless opportunities for growth and joy. Until we meet again, sleep well and embrace the beauty of your own imagination. Good night and sweet dreams.